Hello, this is Trevor from Coaches of Technology, and in this fourth part of our series, we're going to talk about post-production editing. Okay, so let's start the actual editing process. First, you're going to bring your video in. You're going to double click on the video volume. This little slider will show up, and you can adjust it back and forth depending on how loud your voice is. You want to kind of keep this mid-range. Make sure you use headphones when you're doing this process, because that's going to let you hear everything in your video. You're not going to have a distraction from somewhere else out in the room. And most students will actually listen on their headphones because they're working in the library or someplace like that, or they don't want to disturb their roommate back wherever. So make sure you listen. The quality that you hear through your headphones is going to be tremendously higher than what you hear through your speakers. Okay, and just a warning, this timeline over here is not live. It basically shows the beginning of the clips. As you put a split in using the split tool, it will actually update and go forward from there. This preview window is adjustable. If you put your mouse in this area and hold it down, you can move it left or right to make this preview a little bit bigger or smaller. I typically use this quite a bit smaller. And I also use this zoom down here in the bottom to zoom in and out on this window, so I can see a smaller portion, and these waveforms are a little bit easier to work with. In order to remove a mistake, we want to isolate a clip. Basically, we're taking our full video and breaking it into little chunks. Those little chunks are called the clips. What you first want to do is click at the beginning of the pause, or the beginning of a mistake. So this is where I had a transition from one slide to the next, and I always leave a break in there. So you can see this break area right here. And then I started to talk and realized that I had made a mistake, and so I clapped my hands and started over again. So I put in a break already. Now I'm ready to split it out here at this new spot into two pieces. And I just do that by clicking the split up there. Once you do that, it breaks the clip up into pieces. Sometimes the video will change size a little bit because it likes to cut things off here on the end. But now this whole bit is ready to be deleted. And as I mentioned, there's my clap. It shows up as a spike, and that's a visual clue for me that I made a mistake in that point and I need to fix it. I actually do this 2 or 3 times during a recording, so don't worry if you make a lot of these at the beginning. You will get better with time. It's very easy in cases like this one to accidentally cut a little bit too close here, and the sound from this end would bleed into this side, or if I didn't catch the end of my clap, I might get a little bit of an echo of the clap. Okay, so you're going to do this. This was the mistaken area. I would get rid of each of these clips, and then I would move on to the next spot. So you're going to repeat this process over and over again all the way through your video. Now, you can add small bits of narration if you need to. Again, you need to isolate the clip and then remove the sound from it. And you can do that, again, by clicking the video volume and taking it all the way to the far left. Then you're going to record a new narration going back to the Home tab and clicking on Record Narration. This process is a little bit tricky because you cannot control the animations that you had back in PowerPoint. You have to make it fit within the given time, and it's really only useful for very small edits. Otherwise, it's probably easier to go back to that particular PowerPoint slide and redo it as a separate presentation, and then put that clip into your video here in Movie Maker. Okay, the almost last step is finally saving your movie. This is pretty quick and easy to do. The only real thing that you have to do is make a choice. Whether you want a high definition display, which is a 1080, If you have a very large TV screen, chances are it comes these days as a 1080. Even monitors are getting up to this. Most TV sets, well, smaller TV sets, 32 inches and so on, are actually 72. Both of these are high definition, but typically people call it 1080 HD instead of just HD for this. This setting is YouTube recommended, and it is set from the incoming video. So when we exported it from PowerPoint, it was in this format. I've tried both of these. I haven't noticed a huge difference in anything other than the file size. However, I have typically started to do these in the high definition display bit because I'm assuming at some point YouTube is going to up that minimum, and I'll have my videos in the original format for that. Okay. Also, make sure that you save your project using one of these two things here in case you have to go back and make a new edit. That way you don't have to start from your raw video at the beginning. Okay, so in review, Windows Movie Maker is very easy, very cheap, and very effective for making these classroom type videos that you're going to use to flip your classroom. Whenever you're doing it, make sure that you adjust the sound level first. That way the entire presentation is all at the same sound level. And then you can adjust the individual clips up and down a little bit if you need to. The split tool is the one you're going to use most often. It's the one that's going to create your clips. You can delete the clips as necessary, and you also have a little bit of freedom in moving clips from spot to spot. Make sure at the end you save your movie, output it as a movie, also output it as a project file in case you need to go back and re-edit it. Once you've done this process, your movie is ready to be posted to YouTube or to your content management system. This has been Trevor from Coaches of Technology. I hope this has been useful. Please visit us at coachesoftechnology.com.